Welcome to Bright Trending Side. 15 most famous bridges in the world. Man has used architecture for centuries to fill in the spaces between physical barriers in order to create a straightforward path. A significant component of the infrastructures of places all over the world, the majority of these bridges are also regarded as landmarks. Because of their influence and engineering marvel, several have even become municipal icons. The world's most well-known bridges are listed here. Number 15. Great Belt Bridge. Great Belt Bridge, the little island of Sprague, divides the eastern and western sections of the Great Belt Bridge, which is actually two bridges. Between the islands of Zeeland and Sprague, the East Bridge spans the deepest section of Storbailt at a length of 1,624 meters, 5,328 feet. Its main span is third longest in the entire world. Denmark's highest points are the two pylons of the East Bridge, which rise 254 meters, 833 feet, above sea level. Between Sprague and Funen, there is a combined rail and road bridge called the West Bridge that is 6,611 meters. Number 14. Chapel Bridge. The Chapel Bridge spans the Reuss River in the Swiss city of Lucerne for a distance of 204 meters, 670 feet. It is the oldest wooden-covered bridge in Europe and a popular tourist destination in Switzerland. The 1333 construction of the covered bridge served as a defense for the city of Lucerne. A number of paintings from the 17th century that illustrate historical occasions in Lucerne can be found inside the bridge. A fire in 1993 damaged most of the bridge and the majority of these paintings, but it was rapidly restored. Number 13. Chengyang Bridge. The most well-known wind and rain bridge in China's Dong Minority region is Chengyang Bridge, sometimes referred to as Wind and Rain Bridge. It was constructed in 1916. The long bridge that spans the Lunxi River is still very busy. The greatest of all wind and rain bridges, it is made of stone and wood without the use of nails or rivets. It measures 10.6 meters in height, 3.4 meters in width, and 64.4 meters in length. Number 12. Brooklyn Bridge. The bridge spans the East River to link Manhattan and Brooklyn. It was finished in 1883. It was the longest suspension bridge in the world when it opened and held that title for a number of years. It is now a well-known and recognizable landmark in New York. A large pedestrian path is available on the bridge for both bikers and walkers. When the regular ways of crossing the East River are impractical, as was the case during various blackouts, and most infamously during the September 11, 2001 attacks, this boardwalk has a unique significance. Number 11. Alcantara Bridge. The Alcantara Bridge, which spans the Tagus River in Spain's Alcantara, is a magnificent example of a Roman-era bridge. Trajan, the Roman emperor, who issued the bridge's construction order in 98 AD, is commemorated by a triumphal arch in its middle and a tiny temple at one end. The bridge was constructed between 104 and 106. War has harmed the Alcantara Bridge more than natural disasters. The smallest arch on one side was demolished by the Moors, while the Spanish destroyed the second arch on the opposite side to stop the Portuguese. Number 10. Sydney Harbour Bridge. One of Australia's most well-known and frequently photographed sites is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The pinnacle of the bridge rises 134 meters, 440 feet, over Sydney Harbour, making it the largest, albeit not the longest, steel arch bridge in the entire world. It was completed in 8 years and inaugurated in March 1932. The bridge can rise or fall up to 18 centimeters, 7.1 inches, because the steel expands or contracts according to whether it is hot or cold. Number 9. Stari Most. The Neretva River is crossed by the well-known Stari Most, the Old Bridge, in Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Ottoman Turks constructed the bridge in 1566, and it stood there for 427 years until it was demolished in 1993 during the Bosnian War. After that, a project to rebuild it was started, and the rebuilt bridge debuted in 2004. The young men of the community regularly dive into the Neretva from the bridge. Only the most experienced and well-trained divers will attempt this due to the extreme cold of the river. Number 8. Koc Pole. In the Iranian city of Isfahan, there is a famous bridge called Koc Pole, the bridge with 33 arches. One of the most well-known instances of Safavid bridge design. It is highly regarded. Shah Abbas that first ordered the construction of the bridge in 1602, and it is made of bricks and stones. It is 13.75 meters wide and 295 meters long. The bridge reportedly had 40 arches at first, but this number later dropped to 33. Number 7. Akashi-Kaikyo Bridge. At 1,991 meters, 6,532 feet, the Akashi-Kaikyo Bridge, also called the Pearl Bridge, is the world's longest suspension bridge. It connects Iwaya on Hawaii Island to Kobe on the mainland of Japan across the Akashi Strait. The bridge was completed in 1998 after over 12 years of construction. The two towers were shifted by the Kobe earthquake on January 17, 1995, increasing the central span's length by 1 meter from its original 1,990-meter length. Number 6. Rialto Bridge. One of the 4 bridges that span the Grand Canal in Venice, Italy, is the Rialto Bridge. The canal's oldest bridge is this one. The current stone bridge, which has a single span and was created by Antonio da Ponte, was replaced by a wooden bridge in 1524. Some architects believed the bridge's engineering to be so risky that they foresaw its eventual collapse. The bridge has disproved its detractors to become one of Venice's architectural landmarks. Number 5. Charles Bridge. Charles Bridge in Prague, Czech Republic. The Vltava River is crossed by the famed Charles Bridge, a stone Gothic bridge. King Charles IV oversaw its construction, which began in 1357 and was completed at the start of the 15th century. The Charles Bridge served as the most crucial link between Prague's old town and the region surrounding Prague Castle, because it was the sole way to cross the Vltava River. Prague became crucial as a trading route between Eastern and Western Europe because of this relationship, with painters, kiosk owners, and other traders crossing the bridge alongside innumerable tourists. It is currently one of the most popular attractions in Prague. Number 4. Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge overlooking the River Thames in London. Tower Bridge combines a bascule and suspension bridge. Its name comes from the Tower of London, a building that lies nearby and is now recognized as a symbol of London. The building process began in 1886 and took 8 years to complete. The bridge is made up of 2 towers that are joined at the top by 2 horizontal walkways that are built to withstand the stresses of the suspended portions of the bridge. Number 3. Millau Bridge. Millau Bridge. The Millau Viaduct is a huge, cable-stayed road bridge that crosses the Tarn River Valley, close to Millau, France, in southern Europe. With the highest pylon's apex at 343 meters, 1,125 feet. Just a hair taller than the Eiffel Tower, it is the tallest vehicular bridge in the world. The bridge's speed limit was lowered from 130 kilometers per hour, 81 miles per hour, to 110 kilometers per hour, 68 miles per hour, as a result of slower traffic caused by visitors stopping their cars to take pictures of the bridge. Passengers were pausing to take photos. Number 2. Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge is a suspension bridge that crosses the Golden Gate, a strait that separates Marin County to the north from San Francisco. The bridge, designed by Joseph B. Strauss and commemorated by a statue on the southern viewing deck, took 7 years to construct and was finished in 1937. When it was finished, the Golden Gate Bridge had the longest suspension bridge span in the world. Since then, it has grown to be one of California and San Francisco's top tourist destinations. 8 more bridges have since been built that have span lengths longer than its own. The bridge's well-known red-orange color was particularly chosen to increase visibility through the dense fog that frequently envelops it. Number 1. Ponte Vecchio. The Ponte Vecchio, roughly Old Bridge, is a medieval bridge that spans the Arno River in Florence. It is the only bridge in Florence to have survived World War II. The bridge is renowned for still having stores constructed along it, as was typical during the Medici era. The businesses were originally occupied by butchers. Currently, jewelers, art dealers, and souvenir vendors occupy the space. According to legend, this is where the idea of bankruptcy first appeared in economics. When a merchant was unable to pay his obligations, soldiers would physically break the table on which he sold his merchandise, the banco, giving rise to the term Bang Koroto, broken table.